Hey everybody, Sean Halley here today on behalf of my friends over at Bogner Amplification, and the subject of the day is compression. So as a guitar player, I have two distinctly different sets of experience with compressors. The first part of my career was primarily live. I spent no time in the studio, played a couple thousand live gigs, and so all of the experience I had with compressors was ones that fit on a pedal board. So old Boss compressors, Dynacomps, the old Ross, for instance. And I use them to create traditional, guitar tones, like country sounds. Or the super suck and blow kind of sounds that friends of mine like Michael Thompson would use, or even Trevor Rabin from Yes. So when I left the world of live playing and pretty much decamped to the studio full time, I fell in love with the kind of sounds I could get using studio tools to do those compression tasks. And the problem is that for me, I've never been able to find a solution for live playing that gives me both the second blow of the guitar thing, but also that smooth release and sort of syrupiness that I get from optical and VCA style compression until now. This is the Bogner Lyndhurst Compressor. So it is a collaboration between Bogner Amplification and the godfather of modern recording, Rupert Neve, and his new company, Rupert Neve Designs. I assume it's called Lyndhurst, after George Martin's Air Lyndhurst Studios in London. So it's the first compressor I've seen for guitar that mates a professional VCA circuit, which is a studio quality, expensive circuit to build, and a high current supply feeding an audio transformer. So this thing gives me all the stuff that I love about studio compressors, but also does that suck and blow chunky thing that a guitar compressor kind of has to do. If you look at the front panel, the first thing you'll see are three large knobs. And if you don't know much about how compressor pedals work, just think of the two bottom knobs like you would on a high gain amp, meaning this here, the level control, is your master volume, and this here, the input control, is your drive. So the lower the master is and the higher the input is, the more compression you'll get, just like you would get more distortion in an amp. The higher the master is and the lower the input is, the less compression you'll get in terms of the way that the actual threshold works. Now, on top, you have the ratio knob. For those of you who are not all that familiar with how compression ratios work, basically these numbers here refer to the amount of compression, and you will always see compression ratios expressed as a number colon a number. So 1-to-1 compression. The first number refers to the amount of signal coming into the compressor, and the second number refers to the amount of signal coming out. So a 1-to-1 compression ratio would mean for every 1 dB that went in, 1 dB came out, so there's no compression. A 2-to-1 compression ratio would mean that for every 2 dB that goes in, only 1 comes out. So the higher the number, the more compression. At 8-to-1, for every 8 dB that goes in, only 1 dB comes out. So you see that the numbers on this knob go from 1 to 20, and it stops after the 20. So this thing goes all the way from 1-to-1 all the way up to probably 30-to-1. So that's a full-on load of compression officially that you can use to squash the bejesus out of your guitars. Now, the attack of the compressor is controlled from this side. So you'll see a knob and a switch. So when the switch is set to the left, it's actually manual control, so you can adjust the attack time of the compressor from slow to fast, and you can use that as a way to fine-tune the compressor's reaction to what you're playing, or you can hit it on auto, and the compressor will automatically set its attack time based upon what you're playing. So if you're not so familiar with compressors and you want to know how to just sort of screw around with it quickly, set it to auto and play around. You might find that that is an optimum setting for most things. It should be said, the auto setting is not available in any of the areas of the manual control. So it's a separate feature. So you have all the stuff from slow to fast and then auto, which is a slightly different version of it. Now, the nature of the high current circuit and the audio transformer that it feeds is such that when you engage the compressor, it will automatically have a little bit of extra high-end sheen to it. But you also have an EQ section, and this happens after the compressor. And it's got two different boosts. One, if you turn it to C, that's chime. If you turn it to S, that's sparkle. And then in the middle, F is flat. So this thing is full of high-quality components and serious audio design. From the WEMA and Nichicon capacitors to the Carling switch to the beautiful LED that lights up to let you know when it's on and blinks to let you know when power's been removed. And of course, the amazing transformer from Rupert Neve Designs and the high current circuit that feeds it. It's a fantastic compressor. Head on up to BognerAmplification.com, hit the dealer locator and find one near you to play it. It's pretty cool. So thank you guys very much for your time. I'm Sean Halley. I will see you again. Cheers.